Hi everyone, Ryan here, Ion Capital Solutions. Hope you're doing well. Today I'd like to talk to you about a controversial topic, okay? That's the topic of greed. And if we are too greedy as business loan brokers and all we focus on is that commission, well, we might be putting our clients out of business. Is that really a smart approach? I mean, forget about the morality of it for a second, but is that smart for us? Are we going to be able to earn our commission, keep our commission? Is there going to be residual, repeat business? What does that do to the economy? If you're not making time for the answers to these questions, you may be part of the problem. You also might be doing yourself a disservice. So let's talk about it. Okay, so as I said, greed might be putting your client out of business, okay? And you may be part of the problem if you're not part of the solution, okay? And you have to understand that if you're just trying to earn that commission by any means necessary, you might actually be doing yourself a disservice, okay? Because that commission will be clawed back. You will lose your commission. You may lose an ISO relationship, right? As an ISO with a lender, you're going to definitely lose a client. There's more here to this than you realize. So let's dig in, okay? Because it's a very important topic. Anybody in this space should pay attention to this topic, okay? As a business loan broker, you have a decision to make, okay? You have people in a position where they are essentially stuck in a hole. It's a business that is in need of help, right? They either have existing debt, or their cash flow is becoming unstable, or they're trying to grow, but they don't have what they need to make that growth possible. They're in a position where they need help, which puts you in a position to potentially earn a commission. But if you are dangling the carrot in front of the client, overpromising, under-delivering, bait and switching, whatever it is, whatever you want to throw at it, the reality is you may not be helping the client, especially if you're selling a cash advance, a 40 or 50% interest rate with a daily payment over 6, 7 months, 4 months, whatever it is. That's not helping the client. That's putting the client in serious debt with serious pressure on cash flow. Very few businesses actually can make that work and earn a profit. It's usually they have no other choice. So if you see a business that's distressed and in trouble, are you focused on the commission and dangling that carrot in front of the client so you can close that deal and earn that commission? Or are you going to try and help that client? It comes down to a decision of morality. And if you're not familiar with that, I'm sure you are. You should look it up in the dictionary, okay? It's important that we don't put more sharks in the sea. There's plenty of these guys and girls in sales, okay? It's damaging to the economy. And people don't realize that because you're focused on your own little bubble, right? And putting money in your pocket. But when there's too many of these sharks in the ocean here, it's going to cause trouble for the economy, for the lending firm that's lending out their money, for the business that's trying to keep afloat. And if you have too many people practicing that methodology, what's that going to do to the economy? We need more people doing the right thing, helping businesses grow, stabilizing our economy, especially when there's inflation, especially when there's trouble, especially post-pandemic. We need to sustain our system, not put too much pressure on it. Because when you do that, we all remember what happened in 2008. And if you don't, I suggest you go look it up. We cannot allow that same thing to happen. And ever since 2008, when the banks started saying no to businesses, and we started saying yes as private money lenders and brokers, the power shifted over to us. But if we don't learn from the past will repeat itself, maybe in a different way, but it's the same end result. We have to practice ethics and morality. We cannot allow it to grow out of control and snowball, because it will greatly, greatly damage the economy, especially when you take the pandemic, inflation, and everything else and combine it all. It's a recipe for disaster. Okay? There's a balance to our system, not just in the world, but in our, or I should say, not just in our country, but in this world. We all have a part to play. We need to understand how it works, how it all connects, what our role is in it. You may be looking at this and saying, I don't really care about this. I just care about, earning a commission and paying my rent or my mortgage or whatever it is. If that's your mindset, you're part of the problem. And it's not going there's no longevity there. And it's going to blow up one way or another. I can guarantee you that. Okay? You have to know what your piece of the puzzle is, what you bring to the table to make the equation work, right? If you look at these four hands for a second, you have yourself as the broker, you have the lender, you have the borrower, and then you have, of course, their employees, their customers, the function that business plays in the economy. And all of these things work together to put the puzzle back together, to keep it moving, to keep the picture complete. That can't happen if you're dangling the carrot, if you're bait and switching, if you're putting pressure on a business that's going to eventually go out of business, whatever it is. It's really going to hurt the economy, the business, your pocket. It's not a smart decision, because our role is to help businesses grow their money. Lenders want to lend money to businesses that are growing, expanding. That's why they tell you what their use of funds is when you sign up with them as an ISO and they send over their capabilities packet. You have to understand money's for growth. Even if they want to pay off another loan or do a payoff in net situation, only 50% can be a payoff. The rest has to go towards the business, towards growth. And if they want another loan, they better show positive credit history and growth. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense to inject that business with cash, because they're not able to make more money with that money. There's something called positive debt and there's something called negative debt, appreciating assets and depreciating assets. Right? Positive debt is good. You leverage other people's money. You turn that money into more money. You earn a profit. An appreciating asset is good. You purchase it and invest in it, and in turn it pays you more money, like investing in real estate, turning it into an Airbnb, or fixing it up and flipping it, whatever it may be. A depreciating asset, like buying a car and it just loses its value over time. You have to understand these things. Your lender partner absolutely understands these things. And when it comes to funding your clients and helping your clients, your mindset needs to be here, because it's going to determine whether or not a deal is doable. It's going to determine whether or not you collect and keep a commission. It's going to determine whether or not that business stays in business. It's going to determine whether or not the client has realistic expectations. And ultimately, collectively, it's going to determine the health of our economy. Understand, you are looking to attract clients. You're looking to convert those, you're looking to attract leads or interested parties. You're looking to convert them into clients, but then you're looking to retain them, hold on to them for repeat business, residual income, whatever it is, renewals. You don't have to collect a huge one-time commission check. I know it's attractive to give someone $100,000 or $200,000 with 10 points stacked on and collect a $10,000 or $20,000 commission. There's lots of ways to collect that money from a client without losing that client. Think about the long term. Play the long game. Do you always want to be in a position of chasing down new business? Or do you want to have a book of business that matures over time, a Rolodex that keeps feeding you, and eventually not have to constantly chase down new business, but have a Rolodex you can flip through that feeds you for the foreseeable future? That's what successful salespeople understand. Relationships. What kind of relationships are you forging out there by giving somebody a high interest, short-term, high-frequency loan? They hate it. They hate it. They may have to try and fit that square peg through that round hole because they have no other choice, but they don't like it. They don't want to do it again. They don't want to work with you again if that's the value you provide. Think about it. It's all about perspective, right? Anyway, important topic. Those of you that stuck through the video, I really appreciate it. Those that didn't, they're part of the problem. They really are, and we need more people helping here, because we need to keep this economy going. This is how we make our money as business loan brokers. We need to help our economy sustain itself. We need to help businesses grow. If we want a long-term business model of being loan brokers for the foreseeable future, we need to practice ethics. Otherwise, we're going to go out of business in a hurry. just like that business that we over leveraged. Anyway, that's going to do it for this topic. Thanks so much for your time. I'll catch you in the next video.